What is up, guys? It is a zombie here, and I have a little bit of a random video for you guys. Um, also, sorry I haven't really been posting much. Um, Christmas is coming up and stuff, so I've just been, you know, I've just been focusing on Christmas and stuff like that. So, don't worry. After Christmas passes, after the New Year's, I'll definitely start uploading a lot more to the channel. But for right now, I'm just gonna do this random video because I was listening to Metallica and I was watching some interviews with the band and stuff, and I heard about this interview about Cliff Burton. Now, if you don't know who Cliff Burton is, he's on screen right now. He was the original bassist for my favorite band, Metallica. So I think the story goes, I don't know where exactly, probably California because he's from California. Somewhere in California, James and Lars I don't know how they stumbled upon him, but they did, and they found out that he is a badass bass player, and they wanted him in the band, so he was in the band, and he's in 3 albums. He's in Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and Master of Puppets. Now, he, let's see, so they were off touring in Europe. I think it was more like, I think it was going to Sweden to like Norway to do a show in Norway. And, yeah, it's where Sweden is, where Norway is, it can be icy and snowy, depending on what time it was. It was September 27th, 1986. They were going to Norway. They were in their little bus to go to this show, and they hit some. I don't know. There's conflicting things. It's they either hit ice, or they I don't know if the driver was just, I don't know. Well, James says that he never found black ice. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if it was just dark and he was just, super upset. But I'm gonna say black ice. The bus hit black ice and started and going sideways, and eventually flipped. Everyone was okay, except Cliff Burton. Cliff Burton tragically passed that day on September 27th, 1986. And I just want to give, now that the whole origin story is out of the way for him tragically passing at such a young age. He was, I believe he was 27 when he passed. Now that the whole origin story of what the video is going to be, maybe I can get actually to the video. So, this video is about where I think he would be right now if he was still alive. I think that Metallica would be much of the same. I think it would still be Robert on bass right now. I think James would still be the bass if they went through with a Black Album, which was more mainstream and less thrashy and heavy. So he would be alive for the Injustice for All, and we don't even know if it would be called that. We don't know if Cliff would have influence on what the name would have been for Injustice for All. There'd probably be a lot more, bass in the album too, because there's not a lot of bass in that album, and I feel like it's because, I feel like Metallica was just like, we don't want any bass in this because we lost Cliff Burton. Cliff Burton was the best bassist we could ever have, and I feel like they just kind of drowned out the bass, and they're like, whatever. But or it could have been. I've heard stories too that it was like an editing or a mastering problem. So, yeah, I think Metallica would be much the same if they went through with the Black Album. Now, I saw an article that said that Cliff Burton would have definitely, influenced 90s Metallica a lot more, or steered 90s Metallica in the right direction, because, I don't know. I'm not that big of a fan of 90s Metallica. When they went a little like soft, and they dipped down into like hard rock instead of metal and thrash. Um, but yeah, I feel like he would if he saw what the band was doing, and if Cliff Burton was probably, out of all the bandmates in Metallica, he was probably the one that was the most into music. He was the one that I heard that he took music classes and stuff and learned about harmonics. Um, you know, he was into music. So I think if he saw that the band went soft, went to hard rock, and went mainstream and sold out, I think he would say, I want no part of this, and I feel like he would leave and do his own thing. So that's why I think Metallica would be much of the same. Because if Cliff Burton didn't die, which rest in peace, Cliff Burton. If he didn't die, he would have just left the band probably. But there's articles that say Cliff Burton would have steered '90s, Metallica in the right direction, and probably would have had a more, heavy feel to it, compared to what it was. And what it was mainstream and a lot softer and a lot more, to the main, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think that Metallica would just be the same if he was still alive. Because I don't know. I bet people like probably say, if Cliff Burton was still alive, man, Metallica would be awesome and everything would be great. But you gotta think too, he was into the music, and if he saw what Metallica was doing, I feel like he would want no part of it at all, because he's into the music. He liked the music, and I don't think he would want to go mainstream with the band. I feel like he would just leave. I don't know. Kind of a weird video. I had this on my mind for a while, so I wanted to make a video about it. Because I've been watching a lot of interviews with the band and about how they feel with Cliff Burton's passing and the whole event that happened. Very tragic. I mean, it's surprising that the band even went on. I mean, it was such a tragic end to a human life that I feel like, the band, probably should have stopped, but they didn't, because I think the reason, one of my other theories too is that the band wouldn't have gone this far. I feel like they're doing this, they're still playing in 2017, almost 2018. I feel like they're doing this because this is what Cliff would have wanted. He wouldn't want the band to be sad and just depart from each other and just he wouldn't want to see the band just quit. So I feel like Metallica, in Cliff Burton's honor, is continuing with the music and rocking on, and it's pretty badass. Cliff Burton, never got to meet you, but I've heard many things that you're a wonderful, you were a wonderful human being, and you are one of a kind. So yeah, like I said, this is kind of a random video. I just had this topic on my mind, and I just wanted to talk about it on the channel. So I guess I'll end this video off with a little update. The Christmas special of Cover of the Week has been filmed, and that will be up Christmas Day. I don't know if it's going to be Christmas morning. I think it might be I might post at midnight. We'll see. Alright guys, this has been a really random video. I'm the Zombie. Thanks for watching.